Hi everyone, I'm trying to set up my camera there. So I'm Cindy the Crocheter A. We made a boo-boo on our side. Thankfully my neighbor next to me, who actually knows somebody I know, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, we misspelled crochet. I'm busy doing something. My daughter asked me to spell it. And then this lady is like, I'm sorry to tell you, but your channel name, Cindy the Crocheter A? And I'm like, well, there is a channel, Debbie the Crocheter. Anyways, so I just came back from my very first ever market. I have been prepping, I think, this 2 weeks now. Since I heard about the market. I knew about it before, but I never went and everything, so this is why I'm a little disheveled, because it's an outdoor one. Fun. Didn't know what to expect. Glad I wasn't by myself. But, ugh, soapy hands. So, so basically I did a market. Hence why you saw me, how would you price this at your market? How would you price that at your market? And yeah, and then I think I did a short little clip that my very first market. So you kind of seen my booth setup, my booth items. Can I say all I had was pink plushy yarn and green and black and white. So that's what, so thank goodness for my gnomes and baskets and the crochet stuff I did. So I did a lot. So basically I made Jada baskets back in the day. So I had 8 of them. I did flower coasters, 16 of them. Teddy bear coasters. Oops, I didn't mark it in. And no, my gnomes, I don't know if anybody remembers the old OG people. I brought my gnomes out. I got a few looks at them. And my water bottle holders. And dishcloths, hens. People know them as the Mabel ones. The Leggy Froggies. Axolotls. Made 2 in pink. Flying discs from Jada, the frisbee things. Baby octos that I eventually want to make and put on keychains. And then I made medium-sized octos with the curly legs. And then at the very end, I'm like, I should do hair scrunchies. So that was so yesterday evening, this morning, I made some scrunchies. So my booth fee was $15. And let's just say I looked and I'm like, baking, fruits and vegetables, baking, oh no, there's the Hutterites, no, Mennonites, I don't know, but if you ever had any Mennonite baking. And then there was some essentials. I don't know what was the booth next to me. Do you know what was the booth? Like facial creams? Next to us, that elderly lady with all her fancy stuff. I don't know. I'm sure she'll be there next week. I'll look. Then the boba tea. And then there's the guy who rides around in winter too on this bike and coffee looking. No, it looked like a popcorn thing, but I guess they roast their own coffee and stuff. So, and then freeze dry candies, and they want to encourage kids to pay a $2 fee to join. So I'm like, oh, anybody who has a heart will make sure they sell out. So this one little girl came up and she's like, I sold everything. And I'm like, oh, you are so lucky. Not me, So she was a chatty box, so it was fun to chat with her. And so I asked her what she was making, and she made raspberry iced tea with raspberries in it. And I'm like, That's the drink we saw some people walking with. And then we saw people walking with pretty bouquet of natural flowers. So that was cute. So they sold out those two kids. I think she said her brother was selling the flowers, or sisters. I don't know, but it was cute. And then I can't really remember what else there were. But yeah, there was a decent amount of people. But as soon as I saw baking and everything, and people lining up at this one local I think Penner's. I should find this lady because she took pictures of our booths and had them on Facebook. So go for it. So yes, I'm happy I went. I'm happy I had my daughter with me, and we're getting back, so we're eating munchies, so still going healthy. Just ignore maybe the crappy McDonald's that I bought myself. I'm taking the, if you call it meat, I'm taking the meat out and loading on vegetables. I did buy raspberry with dark chocolate, a muffin for $1.50. That was the booth next to me. So that's going to be my dessert. And so it was from 4 o'clock to 6:30. You can come at 3. You can pay your booth fee, which I did, $15. Thank goodness. Oh, look at, I need when you're country driving and the wind and the grease, oh, please ignore. I'm having a shower later. Okay, back to the juice, right? So, sorry I didn't put any. I'll do whatever little pictures I have, or go to my little short, and you'll see kind of my little setup. He'll be like, "Oh, pink, you stink." Trust me, I'm going to head to Yorkton to check out their Walmart, their mainstay. So let me know down below if you like the mainstay for making plushy animals. So anyways, I'm like, why do people write down? Aren't they busy to not, like, how can they inventory everything? What you sell. Trust me, I had time to write down my things. All right, so it's 4 p.m. to 6:30. Signs everywhere. Cannot sell until 4 o'clock. Which I get. So I'm like, okay, strict rules, but that's okay. Alrighty, so 4:13 was my first sell, and it was a cute girl. The dad, you could say, was, I don't know, like, kind of like he went to the foods and the fruits, and so the plushies were, but, the little girl was so cute. I'm so glad she picked a pink scrunchie. So yay on the scrunchies. So I sold my first sale of $5. And I was so excited. I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I put that in my last minute. And then it was just slow, people coming in. Actually, before my first sale, there was this cute little boy. Oh, the kids were just like, oh, look at that. Oh, the kids were cute. And at 4:44 was my next sale. And it was this lady who was like, what's this? And I'm like, oh, these are my baskets and that. And she looked in and she's like, oh, cool, I'll get one. So I said $45 was the price, but I originally was going to price it for $40. So she just was like, $40? I ain't going to be pushy. I'm going to take that sale. So I sold, and she looked through the baskets I had, and Christmas one sold. And she hung it around her back, and her tall boyfriend walked to their truck. And I'm like, yeah. So we were a little pumped by then. And then about 5:03, I sold one of those chickens to an adorable 3-year-old. She was just looking at my leggy octopus, looking at my axolotls, looking at the hen, looking at the axolotl and the octopus, and the mom is like, pick one, pick one. And she started opening up and she's like, chicken. It was so adorable. I just will do this market just for the reaction of people. But buying my stuff helps too. But so I'm selling my chickens to $10. And so yay, 5:03, one of my chickens sold. And then at 5:21, my little baby mini octo, which I wasn't even going to put out, sold. And then I bought the muffin later, and then it was getting near the end. And a little girl who I think she was one of the kids with the booth, or maybe she was with a booth mom or dad who was doing this. So she came around and all she had was $5 and all I had. So tonight I'm researching, or if you can give me any patterns that are $5. I knew $5 items would sell like the dickens. So I only had the other mini octo. And then I had a teddy bear coaster for $4 and a flower coaster. Ooh. Her sister or friend was like, well, you could put your cup on that. Oh, you want the plushie, right? And she was looking at the froggy, and I said, well, if you get $5 more, then I can sell. Oh, it just so hard not to just take the 5 and give her the frog. But then my neighbor next to me that I got to know said, oh, I know she's a friend of a cousin or something, and she, and she kind of encouraged me, saying that, you take time, you do have different stuff, and so she was really encouraging me, and I'm like, yeah, stick to my guns, can't do it all the time. And so she left, and by 6:27, 3 minutes to closing, people were already packing up. That same sweet little girl, and we had a talk. I said, well, I'll be here next week. Will you be here next week? And she's like, yeah, selling my lemonade. I'm like, well, I'll buy you some. I'm going to buy a cup. I'll give Elizabeth it to drink. Oh, bleep that out. No, everybody knows your name. Everybody knows your name. So, yeah, oh, yeah, the crotcheter got a laugh out. Anyways. So at 6:27, she did come back and said, I'll get this octo. So I kind of asked her before, but so the lemonade, so I said, well, I can buy you some, I'll buy some lemonade, and then you can buy, you can buy something from me then. So I asked if she likes bees or something, but I don't know. I didn't want to scare her too much. So if you have any $5 ideas, I am eventually going to make those baby octos into keychains and that. But anyways, she came back at 6:25 and bought my last sell. So totals were $60. But I know I'm ignoring my material for now. But I did take away the booth fee. I made $45, and I ain't gonna complain, because I came in thinking nobody would buy my items. And so I'm gonna check on some things. So this, and unfortunately I did not make any loaf cats. I'm sure the loaf cats would sell. So if you have like a mini $5, $10 loaf cat, but yeah, a lot of elderly looking for the bakery goods. And so all in all, it was a very good experience. Do I have an itch to do it again? Heck yeah. It was fun just sitting there. The stress though, the stress of not, first time doing this, first time stepping out of your comfort zone. But not to be preachy or anything, but I could feel deep in my heart that looking back, it just kind of fell into place. And I just had to follow, had to go. And I'm glad I did. I met other people of faith who actually attend. There's 2 churches next to me, like close by in walking distance. And yeah, so one goes there. So I'm like, wow. And I knew my aunt goes there. And anyways, long story short, I felt awesome. So now Yorkton, I'm going tomorrow to see if I can find yellow yarn. But I might even just make out of 4-ply. They're not as soft, but do they sell? I don't know. Let me know if plushies are the way to go. But each week will be different. And yesterday was so hot. So hot. I was dreading today. But today was just perfect. Perfect. Ugh. And the way, I guess they know the way we were situated. What am I trying to say? The way we were situated, the sun doesn't even make it. We're gone before the sun basically sets. And the sun would have been in our eyes, but no, it was behind us. And then, anyways. And my eating is going well. I'm gonna weigh in on Tuesday, even though I have my own scale, but I'm good. I'm down, I don't know how many pounds, but I'm down over 100. So yeah, I've lost over 100. And I have to pick up the walking, even though it's hot out. I can just walk my halls. So health-wise, I'm doing good. And other than that, yeah, send me your patterns, or links, or I've been doing a lot of research. So sorry for this long video. I will post a few pictures of the surrounding area. And so that is what my first sales are. And $60 I ain't gonna cry over. Nope, it was quite exciting. The only downfall is when people kept on paying $20, I'm like, oh no, I've only have a limited of $5. But we managed, and then I almost gave overchanged, and she's like, no, didn't you say $10? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so used to handing out $15. But anyways, it was fun. I would highly recommend, and I'm happy I'm overstocked, because now I can focus on other things and not worry as much for next week. So I'm definitely going to crochet a little more $5 items and with more colors. So let's pray that Walmart Yorkton has some good colors. And let me know if Mainstay is a downer for any of the Canadians out there, or even the States. I don't know if our yarn is the same or not, but it's been a while. So that is why I have not been on, because these hands were working hands already. And if, look at that, in case Karen or Sarah or Darla, well, Darla wasn't around, but there's my thumb. Oh, I could do a yarn haul, but all that yarn is gone now. I went to Michael's and I got the Snuggle Light in, well, the colors you see, the hens and the octos, and the leggy froggies are made of. And yeah, I could do a yarn haul too, but nah. Okay, this is a 20-minute video. Thank you for all who stayed, all who helped me price my items. And yeah, you do get those interests, like, oh, how nice. I had 2 elderly ladies that are like, oh, I thought those were ugly slippers. And I'm like, no, they're just folded baskets. I'm like, oh, yeah, anyways, it was fun. Let's hope there's more people next week and that, but yeah, I got a phone call while I was setting up, and the person's like, what's going on? And I'm like, yeah, I'm doing it was at a museum in Swan River. So if anyone wants to come down, yeah, come see me. Yeah, anyways, take care all. Cindy the Crocheter, and it was good. Yeah. All right, I'm going to try and put 1 or 2 pictures of my booth, and yeah, all I did was TV trays. I didn't have any of those fancy folding tables or the nice tent setups yet. But that's in time. If I do get the bug, the very good bug. So, alrighty, now I gotta start thinking in fall, like pumpkins and black cats I want to make. So yeah, alrighty. Take care all. Give the thumbs up, a like. Sorry if I don't know which way I'm looking at the video. They should just have like a tiny dot so that you know where to stare. Okay. Take care and peace out.